everyone, and welcome to Wilkes Now. I'm Allison Savolka.
And I'm Jacob Chasen.
So all I could think about today is Pennsylvania weather.
It's a mess.
It's crazy. Like, there's nothing down here. It's so nice. I live up on the mountain, and it's snowing. It was still snowing when I left. Like, I almost had trouble getting here.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I didn't see any snow down here. None.
You gotta love the Pennsylvania weather. You go 10 minutes away, and it's a totally different story. Like, completely different. Every 2 seconds, an individual in the U.S. needs blood. The Passan School of Nursing will be holding a blood drive from 7:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. on April 23rd in the ballroom. Students, faculty, and the general public are urged to donate. There will be a table in the sub to sign up during club hours throughout the upcoming weeks, with multiple time slots available to choose from. The first 60 people to attend the blood drive will receive a free t-shirt. Walk-ins are welcome. You may also email Caitlin or Alice at PassanBloodDrive2018@gmail.com to schedule a time, or if you have any further questions. Now let's take it over to Metal with Kendall.
What is up, everyone? It is Kendall Peters reporting for Wilkes Now. And I'd be lying to you if I said I were actually at the Sunset Strip. But thanks to a little Hollywood magic and Steel Panther, the Sunset Strip can come to you too. Steel Panther is Michael Starr on vocals, Satchel on guitar, Lexi Fox on bass, and Styx Zadinia, their personal trainer / drummer. They have established themselves as the world's premier party band, melding hard rock virtuosity with parody and criminally good looks. When they are not in the studio recording top charting albums such as their 4 Billboard #1 comedy debuts, they are on the road keeping the metal scene alive and well, this time even bringing the Sunset Strip with them. And not only did I get a chance to see this show live, I also got to sit down with bassist Lexi Fox to discuss the tour. For Wilkes Now Television, I'm here with Lexi of Steel Panther at the Sherman Theater in Stroudsburg, PA, awaiting a show. First of all, Lexi, how are you tonight?
Fantastic. It is good to be back here again. We're bringing a new show called Sunset Strip Live, and what we're doing is bringing back the whole 80s thing. We're going to have some of our own songs, which we, are used to doing on touring, which is that. And we're excited to bring a new show here, with some songs that from bands from the 80s, Whitesnake, Cinderella, Doc in Europe, Van Halen, all that kind of stuff, and mixing it up and just bringing a brand new show. So we hope people dig it, and it seems like they have been all over. So we're excited to bring it here.
And it was a sold-out show that night in Stroudsburg. The band played a mix of covers and originals. The crowd sang along either way. Generally speaking, anyone looking to have a great time will do so at a Steel Panther show. The performances are jaw and panty dropping as Michael, Satchel, Lexi, and Styx keep the crowd entertained all night long. That night, Satchel also kept the audience in check. During the performance, some jabroni threw his beer from the side stage balcony, and it landed right in front of the guitarist. Satchel himself got that loser kicked the hell out. And then he let everyone else in that audience know there will be no more wasting alcohol when Steel Panther is in town. The band was tight that night, just the way that they like it. Their masterful musicianship is the perfect complement to their limitless songwriting, which usually includes creativity, originality, and of course, talent. It makes the music enjoyable to the masses and not just hard rock and metal fans. So if you haven't seen them yet, head on out to a Steel Panther show, because the band is even leaving their sanctuary of LA and bringing it to places like PA. So when you guys are over there in LA, I notice you guys a lot of the times have a guest on stage because that's where most of the scene stays.
Right.
But when you come to PA, is there anyone that you look forward to meeting up with, or any places you like to visit while you're here in the area?
You know what? We've been all over. I mean, Pennsylvania is pretty cool. I mean, there's a lot of people did come out of Pennsylvania, but just there's you guys have black bears all over the place here, don't you? Those scare the shit out of me. We were driving today. We were coming from Washington, well, Silver Springs, and going through the hills. There were so many fucking bears. I mean, you can't get out of your car. You have a flat tire. You have to worry about getting attacked by a fucking bear here. It's just it's insane. So no, I don't go outside much because of your damn bears here. But for the most part, it's a very, very beautiful state. It really is. Driving through it is really cool. All the hills and people don't realize how many fucking hills you guys have out here. So it is very pretty here, though. It really is.
And Steel Panther is back in our area again on May 1st, playing in Philadelphia at the Theater of the Living Arts. For more information about the band, you can check them out at steelpantherrocks.com. Ever since that night that I saw them play, my hair has been permed. I can't guarantee the same results for you, but I hope that you too one day get to feel the steel.
Thanks, Kendall. The Office of Student Development is now accepting student applications for the Colonel Mascot Program. Any interested individuals are encouraged to fill out the application and return the completed packet to Office 103B on the first floor of the Henry Student Center. Applications are due by April 20th, 2018. Please direct any questions to Melissa Howells, Director of Student Development at melissa.howells@wilkes.edu. We will be right back after this public service announcement.
More than 180 million Americans rely on drinking water that originates in forests often hundreds of miles away. Those trees capture snow and rain, replenish rivers and streams, and keep our water pure. Without these trees, many would be without fresh, clean drinking water. But on average, we lose 7 million acres of forest trees a year to fire alone. These trees must be replanted so your glass can be refilled. The Arbor Day Foundation asks for your help in replanting our national forests, for the water we drink and the air we breathe, for the natural beauty that inspires us, the outdoor recreation that brings us together, and for those with whom we share this planet. For today and for future generations, please visit arborday.org. See what we're doing. See how you can help.
Welcome back. WCLH, the campus radio station, will be launching a new show which will allow all Wilkes University staff, faculty, and students to DJ for a day. The third chair will allow you to sit down with two experienced DJs, spin your favorite tracks, and be heard over the airwaves in Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, and Hazleton. Contact WCLH station manager Kristen Rock at kristen.rock@wilkes.edu for more information. Now let's take it over to Sports Now.
Welcome to Sports Now. I'm Kirsten Peters.
And I'm Luke Bedrowski.
We'll kick things off today with baseball. In a game called after 8 innings due to darkness, the Colonels took advantage of 5 Marywood errors as they won 12-5. Freshman Brian Niffenecker led Wilkes with 3 RBIs, going 2 for 3.
Later in the week, the Colonels traveled up north to the University of Scranton. They helped break in the new Quinn Athletics campus, but it would be the host team who would get the last laugh.
Junior Nick Capozzi came up with a clutch 2-run double in the top of the 9th, tying the score at 8. But Scranton walked off in the bottom half of the inning with a sac fly off of sophomore pitcher Jeremy Zeke.
Now, Kirsten, for the best part of the weekend, you might hurt me if I steal your thunder. So
That's right, Luke, that's right. Wilkes baseball might have frozen themselves over the weekend in frigid conditions at both our home field and at Kings, but they were able to overcome the cold temperatures to win not 1, not 2, but 3 games in a sweep against the Monarchs.
In the bottom of the 9th inning of the single game on Friday, a leadoff solo home run on the 4th pitch of Nick Capozzi's at-bat gave the Colonels the 7-6 victory.
But that wasn't even the most exciting part of the weekend. After being tied 2-2 at the end of 7, both the Colonels and the Monarchs traded 1-run scores in the 8th and the 9th. the game would remain tied until the 12th inning.
Freshman Michael Patrizio led off with a single past second base. After stealing second, Patrizio was able to advance to third on an overthrow by the pitcher. With an overthrow by the center fielder to third, Patrizio was able to cross the plate and take the 5-4 lead in the heat of the moment action. Being the catalyst to the Colonels' breakout inning, and Kirsten, how many runs they scored in the inning?
They scored a total of 9 runs. That would sink Kings 13-6 in Game 1.
Oh, man, 9 runs in the top of the 12th. That's crazy. So a strong all-around performance in Game 2 would give the Colonels a 3-1 victory.
In the top of the 4th, the Colonels stretched their lead after Patrizio doubled to right center and scored off of junior Jack Fisher's single to shallow left field, giving freshman Andrew Nzanka his first save after a scoreless 7th inning, following 6 efficient innings by sophomore Matt Amaral.
Now over to Lady Colonels softball. They started out the week strong as senior Christina Gambino's 3 home runs and 9 RBIs led Wilkes to a sweep against Eastern. Gambino had 7 of the Lady Colonels' 8 RBIs in Game 1.
Later in the week, the Lady Colonels traveled to Marywood. With Game 1 tied at 1, sophomore Sarah Gibson smashed a go-ahead home run as she finished 4 for 4 in that game. Sophomore Grayson Staunton shut down the Marywood at-bats, going the distance while only allowing 5 hits and 1 run, striking out 4.
In Game 2, Gambino, there she is again, and junior Haley Welker mashed 2 home runs as Wilkes won 8-1. And, man, they are just crushing the ball.
That's for sure. On Saturday, Wilkes Softball hosted Community Day. There were various food trucks and other vendors to try and introduce folks, particularly younger players, to a high-level game of softball.
In Game 1 against crosstown rival Kings College, the Colonels sent sophomore Grayson Staunton to the circle. Sweet Tea Staunton. And as you guess, she has the nickname because of her love for sweet tea. She pitched, well, sweet indeed, scattering 7 hits while only allowing 1 run.
Haley Welker had another bomb to right field to help the cause. The Lady Colonels took Game 1 4-1.
In Game 2, though, it would be a much different story as Kings would capitalize on 6 Wilkes errors en route to a 14-2 defeat.
Over to Sunday, where Wilkes traveled to Delaware Valley in MAC Freedom action. In Game 1, the Ladies Colonels started out hot, jumping to a 3-0 lead, even stretching it to 6-1, but fell to a late Delaware Valley comeback. Freshman Brittany Jumalon tripled.
Game 2 was a near duplicate to Game 1 as Wilkes held a 5-3 lead heading into the bottom of the 7th inning, but Delaware Valley plated 3 runs in the bottom of the frame to win 6-5.
Now, in men's lacrosse news, junior John Wink got his 100th career point against Mount St. Mary, but the Colonels fell there 16-8.
In the MAC Freedom opener, John Wink and senior Garrett Armstrong both had 9 ground balls each, but Colonels never held a lead as they fell to FDU Florham 11-7.
They continue conference play tomorrow when they play crosstown rival Kings College. Coverage of that game will be available on WCLH 90.7, Wilkes University Radio at 7 p.m.
Over to the women's side now, senior Jessica Held had 9 goals, junior Kira Baccio 5, and freshman Sierra Duman 4, as they combined for 18 of the 20 Lady Colonel goals in a 20-16 victory over Lancaster Bible College.
On Saturday, senior Jessica Held scored her 33rd goal of the season, the lone goal of the game for the Lady Colonels in a 13-1 loss at the hands of FDU Florham.
Man, it'd be nice to just carry some of those over to the next game, you know? So they'll take on crosstown rival Kings College tomorrow at 4 p.m. on the road. And if you time it right, you can actually catch both lacrosse games tomorrow, as the men don't play until 7 p.m.
Now, for men's volleyball, senior Daniel Sales scored a double-double with 10 kills and 22 assists. But the Colonels still fell to Misericordia in 5 sets, 26-24, 17-25, 25-19, 21-25, and 15-9.
Junior Jones Mensa set career highs with 14 kills and 6 blocks, but the Colonels still fell to Arcadia in 4 sets, 25-27, 25-15, 25-22, and 25-13.
The Colonels swept CCNY in non-conference action with match scores 25-23, 25-20, and 25-16. Senior Daniel Sales led all Colonel attackers with 10 kills, 20 assists, and 5 aces.
And last night, the Colonels defeated visiting Widener in their final match of the season. Seniors Michael Henney and Brian Schumacher, along with sophomore Cole Hefner, had big nights as the Colonels closed their first season of play in the Mid-Atlantic Conference with a sweep. Gotta love it.
In men's tennis, the doubles team of juniors Jonathan White and Courtney Murphy came up with the only doubles win of the day for the Colonels as they fell to TCNJ 7-2. White also captured the lone singles win, 6-1, 3-6, and 10-3.
The Colonels also traveled to Franklin and Marshall College on Sunday night while the team fell 6-3. Seniors Courtney Murphy, Andrew Neidig, along with sophomore Chris Maturitz were all singles winners.
Now for women's tennis, the Lady Colonels were unable to come up with a victory in any match as they fell 9-0 to TCNJ.
This is exactly what Coach Light wants, though. He wants his team to be tested going forward.
Exactly. The Lady Colonels also dropped a tight match against Franklin and Marshall, and Erin Volutza and Laura Zielinski were singles winners. And Francesca Varela-Siri and Laura Zielinski were the lone double winners as Wilkes fell 6-3. Let's check out the Athlete of the Year bracket now.
Oh, man, this has been just an exciting time for us here at the Wilkes Beacon Sports staff. As you can see, that's where all of the coverage has been so far. So we're going to move ahead to the first and second and third, whatever you want to call them, the first quarterfinal and semifinal rounds through the bracket. And on the men's side, we had the preliminary round, and the women's side preliminary round. You can see Fernandez, Maldonado, and USTAT taking that one there. And looking ahead to the first round here, we had some exciting matchups. There were a couple upsets, a couple ones that we expected, but it's just been very interesting to see how this whole thing's playing out because we never had any sort of thing like this before. So moving on to the first round now, we'll take a look at the top half of the men's bracket. And you can see Marcus Robinson coasting his way into the semifinals today. Mason Gross, a little bit of a surprise there from him.
Yeah, but he gets a lot of attention on social media and has a lot of
He
followers.
does. So Robinson and Mason Gross currently in the semifinals now as we will move to the bottom half of this bracket. And no basketball players here in the semifinal on the bottom half of the bracket, but there's a lot of interesting players. As you can see, Luke Wood making a run to baseball's Matt Reiner. So, I don't know, a little sad to see Jake DeMarco not getting a lot of love there, but he did lose a close one. So, now over to the female side. So, we've seen, it's been very interesting on the female side. Grayson Staunton has, I mean, we expected her to go deep into this tournament, but Diana Connor had probably the most shocking upset of them all as she took down Marissa Surtee here in the quarterfinal round.
Exactly. Something we didn't expect. Some of these lower seeds are actually wiggling their way up into the top here now.
The double-digit Haley Gayoski making her way into the semifinals. So she's taking on Connor right now. So we're going to move on to the bottom half of the women's bracket. And this is where you're going to see Staunton.
Yeah, right here.
And you can see Staunton, Courtney Stanley in the semifinals voting going on now. And it's just been crazy.
Completely.
So we do have the semifinals coming up, and it's going to be a very exciting 48 hours, that's for sure.
That's all we have today for Sports Now. I'm Kirsten Peters.
And I'm Luke Bedrosky. Tyler Aldinger will have weather after this.
There are oceans and rocks, places where fish swim and birds fly, where mountains spring up and trees and grass grow all around. History is made, art is created, things happen that should always be remembered. Heroes emerge. A woman sets people free. A man makes light. A leader steps forward. People get together. They help each other out. They make their own places to run and play and contemplate the universe. There's pride and gratitude and fun. It belongs to everyone. It can be a place, a feeling, a state of mind. So get up, get out there, and find your park.
If you're not in control, then who is? Live above the influence.
And welcome to Wilkes Weather. I'm your host, Tyler Aldinger. And I like what Allison at the anchor desk said about the higher elevations usually getting more snow, because that's usually what we see. Obviously, down here in Wilkes-Barre, you're not going to see as much as, like Allison said, in Dallas, where there is more snow. So obviously that's something to notice. But I don't want to keep harping on the fact that we got some snow, but I do want to take a look at the radar of some indication of some snow here. This was 8 in the morning today. As you can see, some heavier bands of snow up towards New York, but for the most part in Wilkes-Barre, it was very mild. So we're going to push that aside because I don't want to harp on the sad news that there's always snow on the possibility. So currently conditions, it's 42 degrees. Sun was starting to poke out a few moments ago. Sunrise 6:31 a.m., sunset 7:38 p.m. High for today, 46 degrees and the low of 29, and the humidity at 80%. So now, as I said, the high for today, 46 degrees. Some of this snow is tapering off, as we can see, but it will remain mostly cloudy with the high of 46. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, 52, a little warmer than today. But then Thursday, we're going to have to deal with some rain, which I will get to in a little bit. But Friday, it is going to be 71. And then Saturday, as we can see, 73 degrees, mostly sunny. And Sunday, for the rest of your weekend, and into Monday, we're going to have to deal with some cooler conditions and some rain as well. So this is, as far as Thursday, we have this system way up here, and it's basically just going to come down into our area, and you can see it's going to push a whole lot of rain into our area. More up in the northeast Pennsylvania portions, and not so much south, but that is what we're going to have to deal with on Thursday. And then this for Friday and Saturday, you can see the jet stream currently we're in the cooler conditions right now. Obviously, green and yellow to the south, that indicates warmer temperatures. But as you can see, Friday, we're in the yellow and green, a little bit of both. But you can see this jet stream going way up north, and that's going to allow for some of these warmer temperatures to creep into the area for the early part of this weekend. And then also here on Saturday, up into the 70s as this temperature indicates for Saturday. So some beautiful weather coming this weekend. So what to expect? We have cloudy conditions for the rest of the day as the snow tapers off. We do have some mostly sunny skies tomorrow with the high in the 50s, but we do have to deal with some rain on Thursday. But Friday and Saturday, we do have sunny, and we are going to be in the 70s. And that's all for weather today, and we'll be right back with more after this public service announcement.
Commuter and resident parking permit applications for the fall 2018 semester will be available online starting Wednesday, April 11th, 2018. The deadline for completed applications is 3 p.m. on Friday, June 1st, 2018. Any application received after 3 p.m. on June 1st will not be submitted for review. Ralston Field parking applications and permits will be available at the Public Safety Office starting Friday, August 24th from 7:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Please email parking@wilkes.edu with any questions. Now let's check in with Danny for a preview of the Wilkes production of A Chorus Line.
This is Danny Van Brunt reporting for Wilkes Now from the Dart Center. Today, Wilkes University theater members are rehearsing for the musical called A Chorus Line. Let's take a look at what some of the members had to say.
I'm Caitlin Sienkiewicz. I play Trisha, and what we've been doing so far is that we've been taking classes for the show, and it's been really paying off because everyone's working so hard, and it's just amazing how far we've come so far.
And tell me a little bit about the play.
The play is basically about a dance audition and how everyone got there and how far they've come to get here, and it's just an amazing show.
I'm Sarah Waynand. I'm the stage manager for Chorus Line, and so far we've gotten all like the staging done, and now we just keep going through run-throughs of the show, trying to prepare for opening next week.
And what are your responsibilities as a stage manager?
It's a lot, but we have to take attendance and make sure everyone is doing what they're supposed to be doing when they're supposed to be doing it, and making sure everything is organized as far as props and lighting and staging. There's a lot of communication that goes into it, so we're the messenger for everybody.
And anything else you'd like to add?
We open next week, Thursday, Friday, 2 shows on Saturday, and Sunday. You can check Wilkes University for more details.
My name is Alex Booth, and I play Gregory Gardner. And we've been rehearsing for almost a month for this, and we've been taking dance classes and rehearsing almost every night till 10 o'clock. It's been wonderful.
And what do you say to the Wilkes community?
For the Wilkes community, I think a big part that, not just in the Wilkes community, but in every community, is the theater and the arts supporting it and really enlightening people about different forms of entertainment.
Anything else you'd like to add?
It's free for Wilkes students. Come and have some fun. Sing along if you want.
My name is Amachi DeMariaco. I am the assistant stage manager, and so far we have been going through blocking, staging, and as of right now, we're just doing a few run-throughs, going back, polishing a few of the scenes to make sure that it's really great and amazing for opening night.
And tell me how different this play is from the prior one, The Crucible.
How this musical is different from The Crucible is that for The Crucible, it was a very serious setting to the play. The Crucible was set in Salem during the witch trials, so it had a very solemn, kind of melancholy vibe to it, while as for A Chorus Line, it's a very dance-heavy, musical-esque, so like a bunch of dancing, singing, happy faces all the time, and like the theme of A Chorus Line is to, be happy with where you are, but always expect better for your future. And I feel like that's the main difference between The Crucible and A Chorus Line, is just the meaning and the basic form of it.
You heard it from them. Come out and see the play next week. And back to the studio.